Okay, let me know if anyone can see it. Okay, edit. Okay, if people are able to see it, so let me quickly go through. Just double checking. Can you hear me well? But since you are asked that you can see it, I'm guessing here that you can hear me well. Okay, so guys, let's fire away. And let me first of all close it for just a second, this big solar system screen right now. Let's go step by step. Okay, so I'm right now in space. I started to flying a long time ago from a safe spot, so I'm cloaked in my cover ops 2 frigate right now. Yeah, so I'm somewhere in high sec. It doesn't really matter, but I was able to find a place with a lot of cosmic signatures to test around. You might be seeing some delay in between my stream and what I say, but I'll try to be let's say vocal and describe what I'm talking about on what I click, so you can follow in, well, just a second. Okay, coffee, sorry. Mumble has been muted. Should be better. Okay, so step by step, how to open the main window you'll be using a lot of time as exploration. Alright, no worries, coffee. So the probe scanner, you should go over here to this scanner section. It's right next to this main UI part of your ship. When you're out in space, you click on scanners and the probe scanner. All just use in Windows combination of Alt and P for Peter. So a probe scanner opens up. It might be embedded in the solar system screen, but with using, I think, this button here, yeah, over here, dock in a solar system, right next to a close button and the other some minimize and pin. You can dock it in solar system map or leave it separate, as I do. I always want to do it this way because well, it's easier for me to follow, and right now I'm not showing all of the windows I have open when I explore. I'll just try to focus on your attention on this. Okay, so this probe scanner, there's some options in here. Right now I don't have any probes launched. We'll do just in just a second. There are some buttons that already I will explain to you. So on the bottom, on the left hand side, you have a different formation with the ability to save current formation as the third option from the left on the bottom. On the right hand side you have a big button that right now says launch, because I have no props in space, but after they are up in space it will change to analyze. In here, right next to this button, there is a probe size, which actually means you with this slider you can define how large is the probe bubble. And going to the top, this very right hand upper corner of the probe scanner window, there's a recover active probes button, very important one if you go in or move in between the systems. In here, as you've seen on a screenshot during the presentation, once I launch the probes, it will show the strength, the deviation, and the time to analyze. Let me just quickly tell you a little bit about this signature screen itself. So the distance, it's not really important to you. IDs, well, this is just a unique name for the cosmic signatures. The most important things that you'll be looking at in this window will be the last three columns, which are name, group, and a signal. So right now they doesn't say anything. At this stage I'll just say that if this signal will be shown always as 0 once you undock or first time come to a system, and to be able to get to a site you need to get to 100%, at which time this percentage will show as an arrow with the ability to warp there. So let me just quickly check if there are any questions at this stage. If no, I'll just launch my probes and show you the basics of scanning. Okay, I just want to move away a little bit from my probes so they don't decloak me. So the scanning probes are up in a space, and let me open a solar system map with this small icon over here right next to the filters. I will not get much into the filters right now with just one small thing. If you're scanning for the cosmic signatures, I strongly suggest to untick the anomalies, because they can just mess around with your view of the signatures to be scanned. Okay, so let's open a solar system map, and I usually use it much smaller than you can see it over here, but wanted to make sure that you're able to see it clearly. So right now what you see in space, I'll stop rotating it too much, is a cube within our arrows, which shows the center of my current probe formation up in space. I can drag it by using the arrows, move it in different directions, grab the whole cube and just move it around with different planes depending on which side of the cube you grab. And why you want to do it? Well, as you can see in, for example, here, and in other places in this system, these are the representation of the cosmic signatures I will be scanning down. So the size of the this red sphere tells you more or less how difficult it can be. Because if this cube will be super large, it will basically mean that it is your current pinpointing information are so inaccurate, because it is so hard to find this signature in space. It is being represented as a very large sphere. Okay, so without any further ados, let's select a first signature and let's start to scan it down. So I usually tend to align the signatures according to the ID, so I know which ones I start with. And oh yeah, the ones that remove the A is actually this one I clicked before. And what I do is I, let's say, locate my probes in 2 steps with the recent changes to the probes and scanning window made much easier for people that weren't that used to it as before. Because if you double click anywhere here in space, it will shift a view from the top to side, and will continue to it once you double click anywhere in space. So what you want to do, or where do you aim, is 3 step. Step 1, double click on a signature, so make sure it's always centered in your view when looking at the solar system map. You double click until you are looking at the signature from the top, and you start moving your probe cube so it aligns with the center of the signature you want to scan down. I'm right now moving to the side to show you how it is being represented in a on this view, but if you're using the double clicking method, so right now when I'm looking from the top, I double click it, the view moves to the side, and all you need to do is use one of those arrow and just move this cube a little bit up. So right now, as you can see, it almost perfectly aligns with the signature I'm trying to scan down. But there's just one part that is not perfect enough, because my cube spheres, as you say, are within this red sphere I'm trying to scan down. What you need to do and what you'll be aiming is to make sure that those bluish spheres are completely superseding the red one, so the combined spheres of your probes cover fully the red sphere you're trying to find out. And to do so, you need to use this slider mentioned before by increasing the size of the spheres. And just double checking, please write on the Lecture.E-Uni or on a live chat if it is clear or if you have any questions. If no, I'll just do what you should be doing right now, so hit on this sweet analyze button. Okay, so first scanning is behind us. As you can see, I found 15.7 towards the right or exact location of this signature. So I'll will write now once again with some description, follow all of the steps once again. So again, a top view. Oh, sorry, no, my mistake. Double click to center the signature in your view. Top view, move the sphere. Side view, move the sphere and decrease the size of your scanning bubbles. With here, I think if I lower it by two marks, 2 digits, it should be still fine. And again, click on analyze. And as you can see, we are much closer right now. It's 72.5%. We will right now continue to scan it down, but right now I'll do it without explanation. Okay, so analyzing is in progress. And since it's a wormhole, I will already show you how to mark properly wormholes. So you, in terms of wormholes, you never should be doing it here from the probe scanner view. You should be doing it when actually seeing the unstable wormhole by yourself. To do so, since I'm cloaked, double check if I'm cloaked. Yes, I am. Since I'm cloaked, I will just warp 200 kilometers to that wormhole and show you how from overview to properly bookmark it. So this is just a side knowledge you'll be having because we are scanning. Okay, and as you can see, a wormhole popped up in my overview. Where is it? Okay, here it is. And while you see a wormhole on a grid, this is a proper way when you should be marking or bookmarking your wormholes once you found them. So first of all, you should be right click on the wormhole in the overview, or here in space it is acceptable, and well, you should be save location to bookmark it. But before, I strongly suggest to click on show info so you can read a little bit about the wormhole itself. So in here you have a name of the entrance to the wormhole, which using a cheat sheet of the wormhole names will tell you more about exact thing that is on the other side of the wormhole. But you can also, from the brief description here, if you don't know the name, gauge it yourself. So this wormhole seems to lead to unknown parts of space. That will be C1, C2 or C3 type of wormhole. This wormhole begins to decay, probably won't last another day, so it's between 8 to 24 hours for this wormhole to live. This wormhole has not yet its stability disrupted by ships, so it looks like not many people or not large ships have been using this wormhole, and up to medium-sized ships can pass through the wormhole. So I think it means that up to cruiser can go through this wormhole. Well, anyway, the most important is where is this wormhole leading. So right click, save, and just put a name to the wormhole. And this is how you, as you can see, if you can look closer at the wormhole right now, it right now has a blue square around its name, stating like, okay, this wormhole has been bookmarked. I'll right now start moving to some unknown location to not be still, because although I'm 100 kilometers from the wormhole, it is a slim but a chance that someone might try to locate me while I'm moving, and even using my stream, it will be right now very difficult, or continue to be difficult for them to pinpoint and uncloak me by hitting me in a space. Okay, so right now I think I explained how to scan the signatures properly. I do strongly suggest so that you not use those clicks and buttons in here, but actually make a shortcuts to increasing and decreasing the probe size and the analyze button itself. Why? Well, in a moment I will show you by scanning the rest of those signatures how fast or how much faster can it be if you use a shortcuts. So I will right now, because I'll be using shortcuts and by both hands, I'll become silent for a moment. If you have any other further questions or anything else you would like me to show you, please tell right now. I will just, as promised, show how to make the cube formation, or in other words any other random custom formation. So I will be scanning the next signature on a list, hovering the probes, and let me just enlarge it so it's much easier to see. Okay, so right now you see you are only looking at the probe formation, but if you click on shift button and hold it, you will see the individual probes, and while holding the shift, which I'll be doing in just a second, you can individually move each of the probes to a position which will in the end form a cube. I will not be aiming at the cube right now because I'm not too much proficient in it, but well, since you know how to untie the probes from the formation with some testing, you should be able to do it on your own. It's not that difficult if you have at least some level of 3D thinking and seeing. So as you can see, you can move each of the probes freely. But like I said, with my current constraints, and I won't be needing that custom formation. I'll use the standard pinpoint one. So I will right now, as I said, continue to scan the cosmic signatures. If you want to stay with me or ask any questions, do so please right now. If no, as I said, I'll just do it quickly using my shortcut buttons, and well, you're happy to stay along and watch it. In any way, if there will be no questions, thank you very much for joining the class today. Thank you for participating in the practical. I wish you good ventures while exploring and fat loot. As you can see, sometimes it doesn't need to be perfect. If it's close enough, you should just get that signature. And because it's a combat sign, I will skip it. I'm not interested in those. Another combat site. Well, there is no standard. Okay, the closer you are to you know, the smaller the size is, the more accurate the scan will be. So it is not possible. Okay, it will never be possible to get 100% from the size of the 32 AU of your probes. But with 4, it is sometimes possible that you might get the pinpointing already. So as you can see on here, the size changes. Let's test that out with this wormhole. and we couldn't make it. So right now at 1 AU trying. Got it. Okay, since it happened to be that we have a data site in it, so let me actually use this opportunity and let me try to get this data site. I just hope that this person here is not out there to get me. Because yes, even in high-sec, every explorer is a potential... Oh, someone else is coming. Well, as it happens almost always... screw it. Let's try it out, because why not? I'll be right now silent because I'll be you'll be seeing that as I'm scanning, hacking up those data site. But you can ask questions if you want to. Okay, that was a quick hacking. We're with this data site done. It disappeared from the probe scanner window because we completed that one. Although I'm still inside, no one else will be able to get here, unless of course he or she bookmarked this place before. I am seeing the cans still in the space, but they're not really there. Okay, so I assume there are no more questions, and I see that Elite, you're the only one left in the Lecture.E-Uni. So once again, thank you very much for attention. If anyone have any questions, you are always happy. You can message me in game. Otherwise, have a good day or good night, whatever time is at your time zone. And see you guys next time, as I'll definitely be continuing to providing the core introduction to exploration classes. Thanks and bye.